Hello. Yes, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a good morning. So we've come to the second day of the week. This is the third day of the week, 3rd of May, of June. So we'll start by first of all looking at the dashboard on our screen. We want to see the strongest symbols. We also want to look at the trend so that we see the best symbols we're supposed to be trading today. So based on the strength meter, we do have NZD. This is the strongest. As I'm speaking now, this is the very strongest. And then we also have AUD being the second strongest. And then we have Swiss franc. This is the 7th weakest. And then the most weakest is the Japanese yen. Then what is supposed to be trading today, that should be a combination of either NZD and CHF, NZD and JPY, or AUD and CHF, or AUD and Japanese yen. So that's the combination we're going to trade today. If the price gives us a good signal on those symbols, then those are the best you're supposed to be trading, because they are the strongest and the weakest, a combination of the strongest symbols and the weakest symbols. So let's see what we have on the trend. We have Euro USD. We have an active uptrend, and then we have Euro JPY. We have an active uptrend, and then we have Euro GBP. There's a downtrend. We have Euro CAD. We have an active downtrend, and then we have Euro AUD. We have an active downtrend, and then we have Euro CHF. There's an active uptrend, and then we have Euro NZD, an active downtrend, and then we have GBP USD, GBP JPY, GBP CHF. All of them, there's an active uptrend, and then we have GBP CAD, GBP AUD, GBP NZD. All are downtrend, and then we have AUD JPY, AUD USD, AUD CAD, AUD CHF, AUD NZD. We have NZD USD, NZD JPY, NZD CHF, NZD CAD. We have USD JPY. All of them we have an active uptrend, except for AUD NZD, where we have a downtrend on the 5-minute chart. Then we have USD CAD, where there's some downtrend. Then we have CAD JPY, CAD CHF, and CHF JPY. All of them there's an uptrend. So overall, somehow the market is upwards. Almost all symbols are heading to the upper side, which means we need to look for more buy positions. We need to keep looking for buy orders. And now let's see what we have on the individual symbols. Let's see. We'll start off with the SP500. SP500 so far we are bullish. We have an active uptrend, as you can see. This is a very steep move. This is sloppy, a very sloppy move to the upper side. And based on the indicators we have, this is the alligator, we are upwards. And then also based on the other indicator, the ADX, you can see that we are still upwards. This means we do expect price to break up beyond this level, 3128.1. the price needs to rise beyond this point, retrace back, and then continue to the upper side, most probably up to the next level, which is this one. So if you're on this chart now, you are supposed to be looking for buy positions. Expect price to keep giving buy orders. Wait for breakouts above levels, then retracements, so that you can pick positions, expecting price to continue to the upper side. So let's move forward to the next symbol. We'll look at Brent oil. So Brent oil, if you can remember, yesterday we actually mentioned that we were supposed to be continuing upward. This is not yesterday, this was some few days ago from last week. We marked this as a resistance, and then the price successfully closed above that resistance with these two candles. That was the first retracement. It continued up, it came back as a support, And then the two indicators which you're having, this one, the alligator, and the ADX, all of them are upwards. So we expect price to be continuing to the upper side. It should go up to 45.660, 49.365, which means expect a move up to this point, where if it goes beyond, it should continue much higher up to this point. So as it is now, this is still upwards. We do recommend more long positions. Keep looking for buy orders. Expect price to give you more buy positions, and especially if it goes beyond the levels which I've mentioned. So we'll move forward to our next symbol. We'll look at gold. Gold is here. So gold so far we have fib levels. We have this as the swing low, and then you have this as the swing high. The price only pulled back up 23.6% fib level, so we actually expect it to retrace back up to around 38.2, or it may continue down up to 50.0. Should the price get to this point, that is, should the price pull back down up to 50.0, then that will give us the ideal place to look for a buy position. So this is still upwards. Expect price to continue to the upper side, and it should break beyond the resistance level which I've mentioned. It should go above this swing high. If it breaks beyond, simply wait for price to retrace back and then pick a buy position, expecting price to move even higher. So we'll move we'll move forward to our next symbol, which should be Euro USD. Euro USD is actively upwards. So basically the price went beyond a key level. We had a resistance here. This was earlier, the previous few days. This was a very good resistance. We had a resistance. There was this break above. So far the price has not been able to retrace back. So if the price can pull back up to this point, this should give us the correct place to look for a buy from. We do expect that buy to take us to the upper side. So as it is now, we are waiting for a retracement back to the level which is broken this week. This is the level which is broken. This is the zone. We want price to retrace back, then we pick a buy position. We expect that buy to take us up to this resistance, 114.35. So if you're on this chart now, have your pending buy limit here within this range, have your stop loss below, and then have your take profits at the very top, which is this one, 1.14785. The next symbol we have is GBP USD. So this too is upwards. This is a very good uptrend, and we are approaching a very good resistance. We have a level here. This is a very good resistance zone. So should the price successfully close beyond the zone which I'm currently marking, that will be a good sign that we are continuing to the upper side. If the price closes beyond 1.26275, that should give us the best place to continue looking for buy positions. We do expect price to proceed much higher after breaking beyond that level. After breaking beyond 1.26275, it should continue upwards, most probably up to this point. So this too is a very good resistance place, where if the price does not break beyond, it will give us the correct place to look for a sell. So in case the price does not clearly break and close beyond the zone which I've marked, that will give us the correct place to look for a sell. So let's continue to our next symbol, USDJPY. This is upwards. The previous day's candle closed bullish, and we do have a level which is broken, this one here. We have this, a very good resistance, a resistance. It was broken. We are yet to see any pullback. So Should the price pull back up to this point around 107.914 or 107.783, then that will give us the correct place to look for a buy up to this point, 108.216, and then the next target is here, 111.299. so simply wait for pullback and then a continuation and then a retracement and then a continuation. So this should be a buy, and then this should be a buy, a buy, a buy up to 111.299. so let's move forward. Let's see what we have on our next that should be the last symbol. We want to look at it from the next time frame, 1 hour. Yesterday we drew some trend line and the price successfully sustained the break beyond it. We had this here, a resistance, a resistance, a resistance. There was this break. So you can remember yesterday we were actually waiting for price to retrace back to the same trend line before continuing upwards. That did not happen. Instead, the price simply continued to the upper. So this is okay. It's still okay that the price did not pull back. If you missed it, simply wait for price to retrace back so that you can buy it the next time it gets back to the zone. So thank you very much. We'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you. See you.